Food connects us all in a way that few other things do. And when we're buying food that comes from a small farm, we're not just supporting them, but we're also bringing a little bit of that farm into our homes. And it's a way that we can kind of just connect everyone together through the experience of eating and sharing a meal.
We got married in August 2016.
It's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time. Hope we make it longer. What is so cool about us as a family working together to produce food is that we're producing food for other families. And with the purchase of cheese or any product that comes from our farm or any of our neighbors and friends here in the valley, you're really supporting the small family farm and the work that they are doing to invest in future generations of regenerative agriculture. And for us, that's the bottom line, is that we have to take care of the land in a way that's going to be giving back not only for us, but for those future generations.
Our grazing system revolves around being pasture-based. The idea is that we're farming from the soil up. Rather than an approach of cows per acre, we're looking for soil health and utilizing the animals as a harvest mechanism, doing a lot of high-intensity, short-duration grazing on a really diverse plant crop, giving long rest periods in between grazings with the idea that we're going to improve the soil, moving our cattle around, and produce high-quality dairy products.
Our organic grazing system really lends itself to high nutrition density for the cows, and the cows actually then produce that higher quality content of product in their milk. And when made into cheese, it just creates this density of nutrition that we are able to benefit from as well. We're very unique here on the north coast of California to have an extremely biodiverse plant community because of the weather and the ecosystems that work together. Fog that supports growing the redwoods that have existed for thousands of years. Here in this beautiful verdant valley, we have soil that's rich and diverse and has an aptitude to be able to provide nutritionally dense food. And this is something that will continue on as long as we continue to steward the land and the soil to keep those plant communities alive and thriving.
Through farming from an ecological perspective, we'll see benefits that not only impact the plant communities, but the wildlife and the human communities that reside there. I think as we see more farmers farming from an ecological perspective, there's definitely the benefit of that practice growing and impacting more of the landscape than it has in the past. Our farm doesn't just focus on dairy. We're a multi-generational farm with 3 generations working the land together, and we've diversified into multiple species. We have the dairy, as well as grass-fed beef, grass-fed lamb, and pastured laying hens.
Our chickens are a very important part to our operation and sustainability for our soil health. They don't only just produce eggs for us, but they also produce integrative pest management, and then their manure actually helps fertilize the fields.
When a consumer purchases cheese from our farm, they support the overall vision of our farm. So if you're purchasing cheese, you are still supporting our local community as well as our ecology and just the general soil health and a family that's operating on the land and trying to stay sustainable and resilient and to grow our farm and pass it hopefully to a 7th generation.
Innovation is a key component of farming on a daily basis, really trying to figure out which tips, tricks, tools you can use in either the applied way that they were built or in a totally new application. One of those examples is having robotic milkers. And those robotic milkers are a really interesting tool that allows for milking operations to exist with human oversight, but able to allow for us to utilize labor in a way on the rest of the farm versus in the milking barn. And it provides a lot more innovation by way of being able to test milk instantly. It also allows for the operation to track the animal's health and welfare every single day, twice a day. Innovation is always different from farm to farm, depending on the environment and the setup.
I'd say failure to innovate has led us to a lot of the challenges that we face in agriculture now and a lot of the problems that we're seeing. This idea that you could just maintain status quo, that there wasn't a need to look for a better way, led to a lot of this consolidation. It led to the idea that it was get bigger, get out.
My name is Nick Bound Crawford. I'm the executive director of Humboldt Made, which is a local nonprofit that focuses on economic development and community engagement. Agriculture has been one of the oldest traditions here in Humboldt County, and so I provide as much assistance and love to them as I can. There are many, many reasons why we should be supporting small, local, family-owned farms. Our food industry has become incredibly commercialized, and the vast majority of people are totally unaware of where their food is coming from. When you're developing a connection with where your food is coming from, you develop better eating habits. These are also individuals that are stewards of our land. Their investment is going so much further because they're actually investing in the land and the environment right in their backyard.
We need small farms to exist because our food system genuinely depends on them.
There's a lot of challenges being married and being business partners and fathers. We were very excited to join in with Resource Families to provide some care for youth that are in need here locally. We were able to foster our son for 3 years until we finally were able to adopt him.
One of my favorite things about being a parent and in a farm setting is that childcare is generally, he goes with us. And so he spends most days with me and rides around the truck, and he gets to go out in the field, and he's really into helping.
It's very important for us to feed Silas in the most nutritionally balanced way possible. For us, it's that organic product, and that's really because we see those outcomes when we feed him, nutritionally balanced food.
He really enjoys foods that are fresh. He likes fresh fruits. He likes the cheeses that are produced from our cows. And so feeding him food that's produced from our farm is something that he enjoys eating. It's also great because we know where it came from and what was involved in its production. And that's something that we're happy that we can share with other families, that they can benefit from the same sort of nutrient-dense foods that our family benefits from.
I'm a firm believer that food, a spot at the table, and a warm fire can solve just about all of the world problems. And I think that it all starts at small farms like this one that we're on. If you are making that connection with your food producer, your knowledge base about what you're consuming just begins to absolutely explode. And then you get excited about food, you start making healthier choices, and you can then further engage other generations in our food cycle.
We can decide how we want our food system to function, how we want it to be shaped, and purchasing food that we feel good about, and that doesn't just nourish our body, but nourishes our soul, makes us feel good about the world, is something that I think brings us all together.
Food tends to be this connection gift that we share. Breaking bread goes back thousands of years. And the act of sharing and enjoying this nourishment in the company of others, I believe, are some of the most important activities that we do throughout our lives. And so food really does have the power to bring people together. It has the power to heal, and it has the power now with movements like regenerative agriculture to actually go beyond that table, to actually start healing our land and bring it back to its natural state.
Natural Grocers brand cheese is our cheese. It comes from our cows here in the verdant valley in Humboldt County, and we are so grateful that we're able to share with you this product to share with other people. When you're supporting the product itself, you're supporting our family and many other families, and we want to be able to continue to do that. This farm can be challenging sometimes, but we do it because we are a part of a larger food system. It can be a small change that allows us to have a larger impact, not only on our operation, but for people and for the world.